This is Jarrod Horak. In this horse racing handicapping video, I'm going to analyze the Grade 2 $500,000 Cigar Mile, and that race will be run at Aqueduct Saturday, December 7th, 2024. This ninth race is for 3-year-olds and up, traveling 1 mile around one turn on the main track. Scheduled post time 3:35 p.m. Eastern Time. Keep checking my YouTube channel for all of these horse racing handicapping videos each week. I did all of the stakes races at Aqueduct for Saturday, December 7th on my YouTube channel, including the Demoiselle of Kentucky Oaks 2025 points race as part of my Oaks video series, and also the Remsen Stakes as part of my Road to Kentucky Derby 2025 video series. And then I also did the Go for Juan Stakes. So all those races are on my YouTube channel this week, so check all those videos out if you're interested. Also, if you're interested in a bonus free pick each week, go over to my personal website, runawayhorse.com. When you get to my front page at the top, you're going to see a Better Bets blog tab. Click that tab for a free pick from around the country each day. And now we will analyze the Cigar Mile. And number one, Danno. This horse is a 3-year-old, very consistent, 10 starts, 6 wins, 3 seconds and a third. Twice he's run at Aqueduct with a win and a second, 2 starts at 1 mile, 2 runner-up finishes. Last time out in the Perryville Stakes, he was coming off of a little bit of a layoff after finishing third in the H. Allen Jerkins, rallying from off the pace. He rallied off the pace at Keeneland in the Perryville, and he was second, beating the neck. So I like the consistency that this horse has. He just always runs his race. He can be up on the lead if there wasn't any pace, like he was in the Nashua last year when he finished second, but typically he'll come from a bit off the pace. He can stalk as well. In his last few starts, he's been closing ground nicely. Always runs his race. He's got decent speed ratings. He's a 3-year-old gelding. He could still run faster. And I think that if he can work out some kind of trip from that inside post in this 10-horse field, he'll have a decent shot under Ortiz Jr., and he has back-to-back bullet workouts for this. Nelson Avenue is number 2. This one has early pressing speed, 14 starts, 5 wins, 2 seconds and a third, 2 starts at Aqueduct with a win and a second, 3 starts at 1 mile, 2 wins and a second. Good form recently. He was claimed for $40,000. And Wayne Potts was his new trainer when he won back-to-back races, a claiming $50,000 at Saratoga in the mud at 7 furlongs, and then an optional claiming race at Aqueduct at this 1 mile distance on September 15th. He stepped up into the Grade 3 49er last time out. He ended up finishing second behind Coastal Mission after setting the pace. Coastal Mission is in this race as well. He might not be quick enough to set the pace, but he will be forwardly placed. I don't see a bundle of speed in here, so he will be a pace factor under Dylan Davis. Repo Rocks is next, another one with early pressing speed for trainer Jamie Ness. Ruben Silvera is going to ride this one, his regular rider. This one's a veteran gelding with 43 starts, 10 wins, 9 seconds and 7 thirds. He's 4 for 15 with 3 runner-up finishes at Aqueduct and 2 for 6 with a runner-up finish in 1 mile races. He was in the 49er last time. He was 10-1. He finished an even 4th. Probably a bit too tough for him here. Vinsanity is next, and this horse is just 2 for 20, and he ran in a starter allowance race last time, and he was up the track. Before that, he was in a claiming 25 non-winners 2 lifetime, and he won that one. He's outclassed in here, and he's not fast enough either. Mullikin looks like a contender in here for trainer Rudolph Brissett. 10 starts, 5 wins, 3 seconds and a third, 1 for 1 at Aqueduct. He has not run a race at 1 mile yet. His longest race so far has been 7 furlongs. He's going to run in a longer race here. He was on a nice streak earlier this year when he won his first 4 starts of the year, including a Grade 2 at Aqueduct at 7 furlongs, and then the Grade 1 Forgo at Saratoga at 7 furlongs. He dominated that one. The Breeders' Cup Sprint, he was cutting back in distance. I think 6 furlongs was too short for him. 7 furlongs is a very good distance for him. Cutting back in the Breeders' Cup post 10 and then 11-horse field. He was sitting back in 8th place. And the pace was not fast, even though the fractions looked fast, 21 3, 44. The speed kept on going. There were multiple speed horses that did not show their typical speed like you thought they were going to. It looked like the Breeders' Cup was going to have a very fast pace, but it didn't. And Mullikin did well to rally for 3rd there. So now he's 2nd start after a layoff, and I don't think the 1 mile distance is going to give him too much trouble. And I love his versatility. He can set the pace, he can stalk, he can press, he can close like he did last time. So his rider, Flavien Prat, his winning rider, does good work with this barn, and then also he has a lot of options from a running style standpoint with this horse. Ball Professor is next for trainer Rob Atras. 9 for 24. He's 5 for 7 with a second and a third at Aqueduct, and he's run 6 times at this distance with 3 wins. So he loves Aqueduct, and it's just going to be a question of class for him. He does come off of a nose victory at a mile and an eighth at Aqueduct. Now he's cutting back in distance. He can stalk the pace, but he's going to have to run faster against better company. Locked for trainer Todd Pletcher. This is a son of gun runner. Johnny V is going to ride back. He got to know this one last time when he came off of a layoff and romped. But this was one that was good as a 2-year-old. In his 6 furlong debut, he rallied to finish third. That race was too short for him. He broke his maiden 1-mile race at Saratoga, second time out, September of 2023, and he pressed and won by 7. Then he won the Grade 1 Breeders' Futurity, and then in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, he was rallying to finish third behind his stablemate Fierceness. Muth was second, and then Locked ended up finishing a decent third there. The race flow was against him that day. He got sick. He just ended up missing the Kentucky Derby Trail, and then he finally did resurface October of this year, and he was able to win by 7 lengths. That was a nice effort, adding Lasix for the first time. So now he's back in the stakes ranks. I think this mile distance is good for him. He's going to be rallying from off the pace, and he is a contender in here. His best races should be in front of him. Pipeline's number 8. This one for trainer Cherie DeVoe. 1 for 4 at Aqueduct, and he's just 1 for 6 at this distance. He's one that likes to show speed. He did show speed last time when he won at Churchill against Optional Claiming Company. Typically, when he runs in stakes races, he's overmatched. He was in the Cigar Mile last year, and he finished 9th, beaten 11 lengths. He'll be a pace factor. He probably won't be around at the end under Junior Alvarado. Senor Buscador, number 9. He's been one that is got a lot of class. He's earned over $12 million, but a lot of those earnings he picked up in the Grade 1 Saudi Cup when he won that $20 million mile and an eighth around 1-turn race in February. He's always been a decent late runner. He was second in the Cigar Mile last year, and in the Pegasus World Cup, he missed by a neck. And then he had that big effort in the Saudi Cup, and then he was third in the Dubai World Cup. Since then, he's been off his game. The Pat O'Brien, he was a well-beaten 4th. He needed that one. California Crown, he was 5th, beaten 15 lengths. Breeders' Cup Classic, he was 5th in a 14-horse field. So I think he's probably going to leave himself with too much work to do in here, even when he was on top of his game like he was last year coming into the Cigar Mile, except he did finish 7th in the Breeders' Cup last year. But he's one that he was 3rd in the Awesome again last year. In the Pacific Classic, he was 4th. So he's been running in these big races for a long time. And maybe his last was a little bit of a step in the right direction, but I want to see him get back to his best form like he had over the winter. And I'm not sure he's in that kind of form right now. Joe Rosario rode him last time. He'll ride him back. He'll be probably last early and trying to pass horses. And I don't know that the pace is going to fall apart like that in this race. Coastal Mission is next. And this one for trainer Jeff Runco, he won the 49er last time. I'm not sure how strong that race was. I'm going to take a stand against the horses exiting the 49er, and he won the Parks Dirt Mile before that. The back-to-back wins, he's sharp, but I think this is a better field. This race really does seem to be loaded with some potential, and I think the Coastal Mission from that outside, the next to the last outside post, because the outside post goes to post time. But Coastal Mission probably in for a wide trip, somewhere sitting in mid-pack. Post time rounds out the field, number 11 in here for trainer Brittany Russell. Sheldon Russell is the rider, 9 for 14 with 3 seconds and 2/3. So he's always in the top 3. 2 starts at Aqueduct with a win in the second, 5 starts at the distance, 2 wins in 3 seconds. Another one with a big late kick. And he ran in the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile last time, and he rallied from off the pace in a 13-horse field. He rallied from last to finish second behind Full Serrano. Good effort. He always shows up with good efforts. He romped in the Polynesian before that. He was 3rd in the Whitney at a mile and an eighth. The Grade 1 Met Mile, he was 2nd behind National Treasure. The Grade 3 Westchester, he was a close 2nd. The Grade 2 Carter, he won that one. The Grade 3 General George, he won that one. So you get the picture. Every time he puts in a good late run. He's got strong overall speed ratings, good jockey trainer team here, and Sheldon Russell always rides him, and he'll be finishing. We'll have to see how much pace help that he ultimately gets. So my top 4 contenders in here, we'll go from 1st to 4th, and my 4th contender is going to be number 11 post time in this race. So for post time, I think he's got a very good chance to finish second or third. I'm just not sure he's going to get enough pace help and be able to work out the right kind of trip from the outside post to get the job done. He needs a well-timed move from off the pace to get the job done in this race. My third choice is going to be number 7, Locked, for trainer Todd Pletcher. He's another one, always in the top 3. There's multiple horses in here, always in the top 3, so something has to give here. They're not all going to finish in the top 3, but for Locked, he's one that he doesn't have to come from as far back as post time. I think Locked could work out a decent trip within hailing distance of the leaders, and he's going to try to reel them in the stretch. My second choice in this race is going to be number 1, Danno, another one that's always in the top 3. And from that inside post, he should save ground behind the speed. He's another one that can come from off the pace, but he has a bit more versatility. He doesn't have to come from last like post time and horses like Senor Buscador. He has a little bit better positional speed, and he can save ground as well, whereas post time is going to have to come from the outside post. And then my top choice in here, Mullikin, is number 5, my top choice. I like his consistency. 9 out of 10 races, he's been in the top 3, and he's one that's been very good this year. 5 starts with 4 wins and a third. That third was in the Breeders' Cup Sprint from post 10 when the race flow was against him. I think he can work out whatever kind of trip needs him to work out. He can set the pace if he needs to. I don't think he's going to be doing that, but he could if for whatever reason the pace isn't fast. He can press, he can stalk, he can close. So that versatility should serve him well in this spot. Bobby and Pratt rides him well, and I think that he's going to get a jump on the other contenders that I like, and he's going to hold them off and win the Cigar Mile. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if you like this horse racing content, and keep checking my YouTube channel each week for these horse racing handicapping videos. And until I see you next time, good luck at the races.